All right, you will see in the Quran Allah speaking supposedly. Let me get you. Here we go. In chapter 42, verse number 52. I hope the verses are clear. Allah saying to Muhammad, and I will make you read your own with your own eyes the translation of the Muslims, not my translation. Read with me, please. Allah saying to Muhammad, and thus have we by our command sent inspiration to thee, thou knowest not, between two brackets, before, what was revelation and what was faith. What? Muhammad, he lived, according to Muslims, for more than 40 years, not as a prophet. 40 years. Before he announced himself as a prophet. All right, 40 years. So Muhammad, 40 years as a person who is not a prophet. What was Muhammad's situation before we send the revelation to thee? Who is talking? Allah, not Christian Prince. You, Muhammad, you know not before, between two brackets, what was revelation. So Muhammad have no connection with any book of God. He never know revelation of the true God. And what was faith? Muhammad, with no question, according to the Quran, he was a kafir and he was a mushrik. He was an idol worshipper, but he don't have a faith, and the Quran is saying that. Muhammad, he know nothing about God, and Muhammad, he know nothing about faith. But here we need to ask ourselves a question. During the 40 years, Muhammad was worshiping what? 40 years of his life, he was worshiping what? The Muslim, they say to you that Muhammad did marry a woman, she is a Christian, her name is Khadija. Khadija, she was not a Christian, she was most likely from the Nasara. However, Nasara are a cult like Jehovah's Witnesses. However, they are, according to Islam, they must be mushrikeen, and they are, the Quran says that they are mushrikeen because they worship Jesus. So when Muhammad he marry Khadija, he have to marry her based in her religion. Those Nasara, they do not marry their daughters to someone who don't believe in their cult. So in order for Muhammad to believe, or to marry this woman, he have to marry her according to her tradition and religion. And that means Muhammad, he have to convert himself to be a Nasara. If the Muslim insists to say that Muhammad married Khadija and Khadija was a Christian as they claim. However, as I said many times, Khadija is no Christian. Khadija is Nasara, not Christian. Nasara are not Christians. Now here we notice that Muhammad, he have no faith, and he was a pagan person for 40 years. But the Muslim, they say to us, Muhammad was from a great family who follow Abraham. The fact all the uncles of Muhammad, including his grandfathers, are not believers. Even his father is not a believer. Muhammad, he said, my father and my mother in hellfire. So how they are following Abraham, his family are following Abraham, but they will go to hell. Even the man who Muhammad he grew in his house, his uncle, he died and he don't want to believe in Islam, and he don't want to believe in any God except the gods of the Arab before him. And this is a clear proof that Muhammad is just one of them, and he is a kafir like them. Now let us continue and see what Muhammad he break when it's come to worshiping God. All of us, we knew that Muhammad, as a person trying to copy the Jews, if we go here, number 2, it says, you shall not make any image of God. You shall not what? Make any image. You know, you see, when a Muslim he copy for you the Ten Commandment, it doesn't mean he is posting correctly. I mean, he's cutting it off, and the translation is not really, it come exactly as it is. However, you don't make any image of what is in the heaven or down in earth. That's what the Bible says. You don't make any image of what is down in earth or up, like in the sky, or down under your feet. Now, did Muhammad practice that, or he did not? First of all, in the Quran, Muhammad teach us that making statues was an order of Allah. If you go in chapter 21, verse number 52, suppose this story is about Abraham, and Abraham was saying to his father, you are worshiping like idols. Come on, you know, you should not do that. So when you see this verse in the Quran, you say to yourself, wow, the Quran is against worshiping idols. But then you will see a contradiction in different verse, where Muhammad, he is the one who is telling us what's happening. He claimed that his God, he gave order to Sulaiman to build for him statues. Statues of who? Statues of a prophet before him. In chapter 34, verse number 13, we will see the following. And remember, I'm not the one who is translating, and you will see how the Muslim translation is fake. Every Muslim translation is different from the other one. So I will start with the first one, Yusuf Ali. This is a chapter 34, verse number 13. Yusuf Ali translation. They worked for him as desired, making arches, images, basins, and large reservoir. The word in Arabic, tamathil. Tamathil is the same exact word like this. You see the word tamathil here? It's exactly the same. Exactly. So why the translation is not saying statues? If we click here at this verse, you will see it says statues, idols. You see the translation? Right away they translate it as idols, idols, idols. All of them it says idols. So how come the same word in that verse is not coming as a word mean idol? Simply because the Muslims, they lie when they translate. Let us change the translator and you will see how the translation change. We go to Shakir. Here we go again. Nobody is mentioning the word idols. They should say at least statues and idols. You see it? Where is the word statues? It's gone. Let us see. We go to Biktal, hoping that one day we will find a Muslim who will give us the correct and honest translation. Here we go. Finally, Biktal, he gave us at least a more accurate translation. You see what it says there? Statues. Statues. So Allah, he gave this prophet the opportunity to order the genies, Sulaiman, and what the genies they do for him? Those genie, they work before him by my permission, by the permission of his Lord. So whatever the genie they do, it is by the permission of Allah supposedly. So when the genie he build anything for Sulaiman, he is obeying Allah. So this is supposedly is according to the teaching of Allah. And what is the teaching of Allah is that to build statues for Sulaiman. Muhammad in the Quran, there's a huge difference between me as a Christian do sin and do wrong, and the God of Islam is teaching us or telling us that he gave Sulaiman genies and he ordered them to obey Sulaiman. As you see here, they just obey the genie, they obey Sulaiman by the permission of Allah. And what they do, they built for him synagogues, and inside those synagogues there is statues. So who is the pagan here? Additional to this, did Muhammad kiss stones? And he make a stone an obligation and part of the ritual of Islam? Absolutely. How the Muslim, they say to us, we are not pagans, but yet they kiss stones? If we go in the hadith, we will find the following. Read with me, please. Ibn Abbas narrated that the Prophet, he used to kiss the black stone and prostrate himself on it. Do you see it? How this guy is a person who don't worship idols, and he is against worshiping idols, but yet he kisses stone and prostrate himself to the stone or in it. Once I was chatting with there's a website, it's called Convert to Islam, very funny, stupid website. So I chatted with them. I said, I have a question about the Prophet. They said, sure. So I said, why the Prophet kissed the black stone? The one who is in the chat answered me from the website, the official. He said, because it's holy. I said, why it's holy? He said, because the Prophet kissed it. In different hadith, the black stone is the right hand of Allah, and that explains why it's holy. However, we notice that other Muslims, they expose Muhammad, and they knew that Muhammad is a false prophet. And this is in this hadith here, the Messenger of Allah said, the black stone descended from the paradise, and it was more white than milk, and then it was blackened by the sin of the children of Adam, which means, according to Islam, your sin caused you to lose your whiteness and you turn to be black. So what is the original stage of the black stone? It was whiter than milk. And then what happened? The sin of mankind blackened this stone. So sin make you black. Being good make you white. And this is why Islam is so clear that is a very racist religion. We know that Muhammad, he says, kill anything is black. Anything is black. Any animal is black, like a dog, horse. If it is a pure black, kill him. And kill every pure black animal. And when they ask him what is the difference between the black dog and the yellow dog, he said the black dog is a devil. So there's no question that in Islam consider every black as a sin. So somebody might ask me, might say to me, why then the Muslims, they are kissing the black stone? The Muslims, they aren't kissing black stone, they are kissing a white stone. It's whiter than milk. But because it is sucking the sin, this is what the black stone do. It's like a vacuum machine. When you kiss the black stone, Allah forgive your sin. So it take your sin and suck it, and then it going to turn to be black. So a Muslim, according to Islam, he is not really kissing a black stone. He is kissing a white stone. And the stone one day is going to be cleared from the sin of mankind and is going to go back to original stage, which is white. And here I want to ask the Muslims, if they are not pagans, what the purpose of this stone? Some Muslim, they might say to you that the black stone was sent down by Allah to Adam. Adam supposedly he came down in India. So if the black stone is just a stone and Muslims are not pagans, what the purpose of this stone and why Muhammad kissing it? Let us say, for the sake of argument, Muslim, they say to us that Allah, he sent the stone just as a special stone. I mean, what stone? It's a stone. Why wouldn't I kiss it? It doesn't make sense. It's a stone is a stone. Islam, my friend, is religion. Go around a stone, bow down in front of a stone, and they kiss a stone, and yet they say to us that they are not pagans. Isn't it amazing? All this religion is based on stones. And not only this, if we go in the Quran, we will find the following.